Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. In this week's episode, we're discussing how to attract top talent. Let's go. Welcome to this week's Rogers McHugh YouTube video. So in this week's episode, we're going to look at 5 tips on how you can attract top talent into your business. And I thought this was quite important really, because a few clients have been reaching out to us recently, just asking our advice. They've missed out on a couple of key hires that they were looking at bringing on board, and they were sort of asking, what are we doing wrong? How can we improve? How can we attract the top talent? And so I thought it was worth putting a video out there, because let's be fair, this is what we do day in, day out, and obviously in recruitment we're trying to attract top talent to us as well, so it's always good to refresh that. So if you're a consultant, this is some advice that I'd be giving to your clients. If you're a recruitment business owner yourself, or indeed any other business owner, these are certainly worth considering in order to make sure that you're attracting top talent. So the first one, what's your employer brand? So what do we mean by what's your employer brand? It's not just necessarily about what they're going to be doing day to day. What does it mean to work for Rogers McHugh Recruitment? What can we offer our potential employees? What does our employer brand stand for? What do we want people to be doing? How do we want them to behave? All the kind, what can we offer them in terms of the package and the benefits that go with it? And what's our USP to employees? So how do we differentiate ourselves from the field? And you've got to constantly be asking yourself that. There's hundreds of recruitment agencies out there, even in Manchester alone. They can go and take the pick. What's different about us? Why come and work for Rogers McHugh? And as sort of linked in with that is, what do you stand for? It's vitally important that as a business you stand for something. You can't be meh, you can't be beige. You've got to have something that you stand for. Now, whether these are values that you live by or actions that you take. So we're big on charity. We always have been. One of our values is that we support the local community, we support the national community. We want to get involved with our clients' charitable efforts. So one of our clients did a DIY SOS where they were refurbing a hospice, and we sent a couple of the team down that work with that client on a day-to-day basis to go and help them out, labour, do a bit of painting and get involved. A few of the lads have been and done the 3 Peaks and raised money for M&D and the Rob Burrow Hospital in Leeds, because they were touched by the Rob Burrow story, and we're fully supporting of those actions, because although it meant a couple of days out of the office on each occasion, we value charity. We want to work with the community, work with local schools, work with local organisations to make an impact. We want to be profitable, number one, because we've got to be, because we're a business and we've got tens of people whose mortgage rely on us being profitable. But we want to make a difference as well. That's something that we're keen to get across. And that kind of feeds into this as well. What's your employer brand? What do you stand for? What are USPs? What does working for Rogers McHugh look like? And how does it make people feel? We've got a large percentage of our staff are working parents. So we provide flexibility to our working parents, because again, we feel it's important. We can't say to everybody, you've got to be in the office at 8 and you can't leave till 5, Monday to Friday, because we would, in effect, rule out any working parents from coming working with us, and that's not the environment we want to create. So occasionally, if you've got to do the school drop a couple of days a week, by all means come into the office a little bit later or work from home. We're flexible. So part of our employee brand is that we provide flexibility to our staff, and it works both ways. Occasionally people stay slightly late if they're trying to fill a job, and they're flexible with us because we're flexible with them. Number 3, and this is really important, have an inspirational management team. The top talent have got to leave that meeting, that interview, that coffee, feeling inspired to want to come and work for you. So your management team have got to be inspirational. They've got to really get across that person coming into the business will stick to recruitment because this is what we do. But when people come in and interview with my management team, I want them to leave thinking I could go there and I could bill well and earn a lot of money and really progress my career, because if I follow what they're doing, what that management team are doing, and I follow in their footsteps, I'm going to be really successful. They really inspire me. I really want to go and work for them. I want to do my best for them. I want to, good top talent want to work with top talent. It's vital that you've got top talent in your management team and that they get that across and that they're inspiring, and that they're not monotone and not engaging. Because if you've got a candidate, and let's be fair, if you're trying to attract top talent, they're going to have options. If you've got a management team that aren't inspiring and somebody else has got a management team that really inspires people, that's where they're going to go. So it's vital that you get these two bits right, but that your management team that are doing the interviews are inspiring and they can get people to follow them. Number 4, consistently recruit, consistently have conversations. The amount of clients that we speak to and they say, oh, we're not hiring at the minute. Don't send us any CVs, we're not hiring. Then 6 months later, somebody leaves and they start the hiring process, and in some cases, they're not overly happy with the person that they've hired, but they're in a position now where, because somebody's left, they've got to take somebody on, and invariably that's the wrong decision. If you're constantly having conversations and you're constantly recruiting and you're constantly speaking to people, if the right person comes along, you've got to make a position for them. You've got to get that person into the business. Even if you're not necessarily hiring at that time, you've got to find a seat for them. Because you never know when somebody might leave, decide it's not for them anymore, have personal issues that they've got to deal with that means that they need a change. So constantly recruit, constantly be having conversations with people in your industry. Even if you're not recruiting, there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. It's an hour out of your day, but it could be an hour well spent. Even if you don't offer them there and then and you think it's not right for us now, if that person does leave, you can always circle back round and say, oh, I know you came in to see us 6 months ago and it wasn't right timing, but we're now in a position where we're looking. Would you be interested in re-engaging or restarting that communication? And you've already got over that first hurdle. They've already met you once. They're going to be more likely to meet with you again. So constantly be recruiting. Don't recruit when you need to recruit, because straight away that puts you on the back foot. Constantly be recruiting, constantly be having conversations. And the last one is listen. Listen to what people tell you when they're in an interview and pick up on their cues, because they're going to be telling you what they want out of an employer. And you've got to be able to pick up on that. And you've got to be able then to sell to the candidate based on what they want. So by listening to what sorts of things they're saying, and it could be in passing that they've just had a baby, they're going to want more flexibility than not. It could be that they mention that there was no progression in the last role. They're going to want you to talk to them about what progression opportunities there are. If you listen to what they're telling you about where they've been, where they've worked, their personal life, you'll be able to pick up quite quickly what they're looking for in their next role. And then you've got to sell on that. It's vital then that you sell what you can offer them based on what they're telling you, because it'll align them with you then. It aligns what they want with what you can offer. If I'm speaking to somebody and they love being in the office, there's very little point in me telling them about the flexibility. So there's a couple of people we've got in the team that don't want to work from home. If I spent all interview telling them about the opportunity to work from home, I wouldn't get them engaged. So make sure that you're listening to them so that you're selling on the right things, so that you're not wasting your time, and also so that the person isn't leaving thinking, well, I didn't want to work from home and he spent an hour telling me about how wonderful it is because I get to work from home. Listen to what they want and then sell on what they want, and you're guaranteed that you're going to have a better chance of attracting the top talent. So there it is, my 5 tips on how to attract top talent into your business. If you've liked this video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get the videos out to more people, and the YouTube algorithms love subscribers. And if there's anything that you think I've missed, any other points that you'd like to raise in terms of generating or attracting that top talent, let me know, put it in the comments, and we'll be back next week with another video. See you then.